Okay, P9 is a test review. This is a review for your first test. I will go over this page. You do that page as your review assignment. There'll be a test kind of like this. Okay, same format. Now, since you're home alone, I guess you'll have access to your notes. It'll be an open notes test. That's what I can do. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, you can't use your notes when I have no way of enforcing that. So I'm not going to sit here and worry about things I can't control. You can use the notes, okay? I won't consider it cheating like I would if you were in school. So I'm not. Okay, now the first one, number one, find the value of x. I'm just going to do as many problems of a paper as I can. The story problems, when I get to the word problems down on number 8, then I will start separate, then I'll start doing one per page, but until then, yeah. Okay, first one's fairly easy. 9 over 2 equals x over 25. So I just take 2 times 1x, that's 2x, 9 times 25. 225. And you just divide by 2, you have your answer. That's going to be 112.5. 3x plus 4, 2x minus 4. Now here it ain't going to be as easy. Circle one of your x's. So you have to take 1x times 3. But then you also have a negative 4 that you have to times by 3. That's 3x and negative 12. So on the equals, I put 3x minus 12. Now I go the other way. So I got 3x times 2, but then there's a second multiplication I have to make with the 2, which is with the 4. So it's 6x and 8. See, here it's just 1x times 2. Here you got 1x times 3 and negative 4 times 3. Here you have 3x times 2, 4 times 2. So 6x plus 8. Okay, mark one of your x's. I'll go with this one. It's plus, so I minus it. Then minus 12. It's negative 4. Negative 3 dot x. Okay. Then divide by negative 3. And you have your solution, okay? 1.33, 1.3 repeating. Okay, number 3. What is 63% of 150? Okay, percent proportion. Okay, with that of, we put 63% over 100%. And then here it's fairly easy to know what goes where. It's is of. So after of, you have 150 is we're looking for. Okay, so it's 100 times 1x, that's 100x. And on the other side, 63 times 150. 9,450. Then divide by 100. Divide by 100, and that's 94.5. Okay, number 4. 150% of what number is 34? So again, after the percent, you see of, so you know that's going over 100%. Then is of. Now after of, it says what, so that means x is the of and 34 is the is, okay? So it's just x times 150, that's 150x. 100 times 34 is 3,400. Then we divide by 150. That gives me my answer. $22.6 repeating. what percent of 32 is 40, okay? Okay, what percent? We don't know the percent now. After of, we have 32, and then is 40. So it's going to be 32x, and then 100 times 40 is 4,000. Then I just divide by 32, and I'm going to have my answer, okay? 125. Now, if x is the percent, please label it 125%. Okay, number 6. Okay, this is a little different. Convert 45 pounds. I had you do an assignment, except for number 7, I've had you do assignments at all times. Number 7, I didn't feel I needed to give an assignment over because I think you're capable. I will show you how to do it. But the rest of these I've had you practice in assignments, okay? Okay, you're doing unit conversions. First thing you need to do is put your 45 pounds over 1. No label on the 1. Then a times dot, not an equals sign, okay? Now, since you have pounds here, you bring pounds to the bottom, and you want to go 2 ounces, so on top. Remember, if you have pounds here, you put that over 1 with its label. Then you bring pounds to the bottom, and then what you want to go to goes on top. And you have 16 ounces, 1 pound. Cross out the pounds, and we just have to take 45 times 16. The 1 times 1 on the bottom is irrelevant, okay? 720. Here, I'll even do the 1 times 1, okay? 720 divided by 1, 720. So 720 ounces. That's how you make unit conversions. You did an assignment like that. You did a good job on it. So, number 7, I got 2 triangles, okay? I'm going to draw them. These are not hard to set up, okay? I had you do them last year. I have not had you practice them this year. I don't know that you need the practice. First off, it's real easy. You make an equals. Put 7.5 over 18. Now, what side looks most like 7.5? That's what similar triangles are. What side would match up with? It'd be 5. And then 18 would go with x. Now you just solve it. 7.5x. And then 18 times 5 is 90. Then you just divide by 7.5. It's easy to set up. You can also go, you can do this over this or this over this, but you got to have the 5 across from the 7.5 for it to work. If I went 18 over 7.5, that's all right too, but then 18 matches up with x. 5, you'll get the same answer, okay? You would, okay? Okay, 12. So that side is 12 units, if they're similar. Okay, now number 8. I'm not going to write down the whole problem. You got to kind of watch. Now, then the video is going to go like 50 minutes if I have to write down all the words. In the first 4 games, X of the season, a soccer team scored 10 goals, which is Y. If this trend continues, how many goals will the team score in the remaining 18 games of a season? So goals equals. And then we're going to make a box up here with goals and games. And I told you what to put in for X and Y in that problem. Games is X, goals is Y. So we put the X, the Y unit goes above it, the X below it. We don't know the goals per game. They never told us. So when I make my table, my XY table with X is games, Y is goals, I don't do the 0, 1, 2. I'd make a block off and then put numbers where they belong. 4 games is with 10 goals. We have 18 games and we don't know the goals. Now if I played 0 games, I'm not going to score any goals. So because those both start at 0, okay, The y starts at 0 with the x, I go make my proportions. Okay, I don't make that line. So games is x. You always put your x on the bottom. Goals is y. Okay, 4 games, 10 goals. 18 games, we don't know the goals. So 4 times x, 4x, and 10 times 18 is 180, and we just divide by our 4, and that's 45. 45 goals. Okay, number 9. I can print 3 statues in 20 minutes. My friend can paint 1 statue in 10 minutes. How long will it take us to paint 12 statues, not states? I gotta misspell that. Statues working together. So number 9. Minutes equals. So we have statues, minutes. X is minutes. X is always time. Y is statues. If you have a time label, I'm going to expect you to know what to do with X and Y. So per statues per minute. Again, we have no idea. But this time we have to make 2 tables because there's 2 different people working. Okay? So XY, minutes, statues. Minutes, statues. So I don't know the per, so I don't do 0, 1, 2. Okay? I just throw them in. 3 statues, 20 minutes. 3 under statues, 20 under minutes. Now I jump to the other table, 1 statue, 10 minutes. Now that 12 statues doesn't go on either table because that's when they work together, so I'm going to put it in between the tables. Now I got a simple question. If I did 0 minutes of painting, I'm not going to get any statues done. That can be a ratio. 0, 0. So again, with those zeros, I don't make 2 lines, okay? I line up proportions. But I need to add another ratio over there because there's 2 tables. So you have to put your time label on bottom. Minutes, minutes, minutes. Statues, statues, statues. So 3/20ths plus 1/10, 1 statue, 10 minutes, 12 statues, x minutes. So 12 over x is over here. Now over here on a phone or a calculator, if you got a calculator like this, you go 3 ABC 20 plus 1 ABC 10, okay? 1/4. Now if you don't have a phone calculator, you need to Google fraction calculator, okay? Because trying to get common denominators on the fractions when in algebra it takes too much time, okay? It's an inefficient use of time. That's like something you... So 3/20th fraction calculator, 3/20ths, 1/10, 1/4, okay? And then you just go from there. 1 times x, 1x, 4 times 12 is 48, divided by 1, 48. Okay, 4/7 of all animals in the park were birds. If there were 200 birds, how many animals? Okay, a fraction, I go 4/7. Then you need to label the other side, okay? The 4 were birds. And then the bottom's your total. That's what a fraction is. It's a part of something over a total. So how many were birds? Well, we know it's 200. And then x is here, and this is problem number 10, sorry. So 4 times x, 4x, 7 times 200 is 1400, then divide by 4. $3.50. Okay, number 11. Eraser's completed 5% of his... Okay, after the percent you see of, so you know right away that 5% goes over 100%. Okay? Now, just like up here, you got to label the top. It says he's completed 5%, so has completed. Total. Okay, now we keep reading. So he's completed 5%. He's completed 10 laps. How many laps the race have? Do I have a number for what he's completed? Yes, I do. I have 10. But I don't know the total then. So 5 times x, 5x. 100 times 10 is 1,000. So you just divide by 5 then. That's 200. So it has 200 laps. Okay, number 12. A watch that used to cost $89.99 is marked up 12%. Find the price of the watch after it's been marked up. Okay. Okay, now this time the percent does not have the word of after it. So we don't use it over 100 because it's an up by 12%. We use before times the percent equals the after. And in this problem, we're looking for after, so there's my x. Now my percent, I take 100% and I add 12% to it because it goes up. If it goes down, I'd be minusing. So 112%, so that's 1.12. And then the before, we have 89.99, okay? So the x is by itself. On the other side, I have 89.99 times 1.12, and I multiply. $100.79. 78 or 79. You want two decimals because you're talking about money. 78 or 79. I don't really care. Okay. Okay, then number 13. This is the last thing you worked on. Two cars travel for the same amount of time. The first car travels 80 miles per hour. The second car travels 75 miles per hour. If the faster car travels 40 miles further, find the distance traveled by each car. I need the table here because you're talking distance, speed, and time. So I'm going to make one problem on the same page. So speed, distance, time. Remember, speed's your miles per hour, distance is just your miles, time is your hours. Okay, that's how you know what numbers go there. So fast, slow. Miles per hour, we know we have 80 and 75. So 80 is the fast, 75 is the slow. For the miles, all they tell us is that the faster car is 40 miles further. Further doesn't mean that it's 40 though for the fast. We don't just put a 40 and leave it. We put a plus 40 and then fill out the expression with an x. We still don't know it. We just know it's 40 more than what we don't know. And then this is just x without the plus 40. Hours, we don't know anything about the hours, but the travel for the same amount of time, they're equal. So distance over speed. So we have x plus 40 over 80, and then x over 75. So x plus 40 over 80 equals x over 75. Now we solve the proportion. So right there, that's an easy product. It's just 80x. Now on the other side, we need to attach a 1, and we would take 1x times 75, but then we also have to take the 40 times 75. So here if I put a 1, it's just 1x times 80, okay? That's 80x, that's why I wrote that down. But here you're going to have 75x, and then whatever 40, plus whatever 40 times 75 is, 3,000. Okay, x is on opposite sides, so we mark the smaller one, or mark the one over here. It's positive, so we minus it. Now we have 5x, 5 times x, 3,000. So the opposite of times 5 is divide by 5. That's 600. So we know that's 600, that's 600 plus 40. So the distance, 600 miles for that car, the slow, 600 plus 40, 640.